Well. Jeffrey Epstein's final farewell note, his suicide note, if I can say that on YouTube, has been released in what I believe is a coordinated attempt to psyop the people into thinking he wasn't really killed. He did actually off himself. All right, I'm going to read it for you guys, and then I'm going to tell you why people online are finding this a bit sus. Why people are saying they are not actually buying the story that he wrote this himself, okay? I'm going to read to you, all right? They investigated me for months, found nothing. So 16-year-old charge results. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? No fun, not worth it. Those are his words. Jeffrey Epstein's final words. Oh, man. So, if you don't know, Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate allegedly found this note in a graphic novel after Epstein apparently attempted to off himself and had to be taken out of the room. He found it from this yellow notepad that Epstein had, okay? Epstein said that he feared for his life when it came to being put in the same cell as this specific inmate. And we're going to get to who that inmate was and why I believe this dude is a fucking paid-off agent, all right? Now, a lot of people were saying, first of all, this note doesn't sound like it was written by Epstein. There are various dots and lines in the note that indicate that it doesn't sound like something Epstein would say based on how Epstein would talk in his emails. People are saying this doesn't sound like something Epstein would say. Now, of course, we can't use that as evidence of anything. Someone who's about to off himself and is writing something on a note, right? They're not in this stable state of mind, so you never know, right? And then people are like, oh man, did Trump's people write this? Because it sounds like something that one of them would say. Of course, we don't know any of that. I will say there's a lot of reason to believe that Trump had Epstein killed, okay? Epstein's own brother emailed the FBI saying that he believes Trump is going to have Epstein killed because Epstein knows some stuff. And then with Trump's cover-up of the Epstein files, it wouldn't be surprising if he did. Now, I believe, I do think Epstein still was killed. Because not only does this note doesn't have anything. Doesn't have anything of substance to it. Doesn't have any names. It's not this big farewell speech, that you would expect Epstein to say. But the guy that they put Epstein with in the cell was a killer. This dude committed a quadruple homicide, and he was a former cop too, right? This is the dude that they put Epstein in a cell with. All right? All I'm going to say is it does sound, and Epstein did say he feared for his life from this guy. And then between that and Epstein's brother telling the FBI that Trump is going to have, Epstein killed, I believe, personally, with 2 minutes of footage were removed from the FBI security records, right? Hard drive was pulled out by the FBI. They swapped the bodies to make sure the media didn't see the body, right? It makes sense to me that this note, I believe they wanted this note to go out to the public. I believe this dude was paid off maybe to tell the media, hey, he had a note. And then because of that discovery publicly, they were forced legally to take out the note and show it to the people and reveal it somehow, even though there was a legal gag order put on the file where the note was put in. But now the courts are able to remove it and show it to the public. It just seems so coincidentally timed. I feel like this is all a coordinated effort, personally, if you want to ask me, to essentially dilute the truth of what happened, which was that Epstein was probably killed. And we just want to say, no, Epstein was a dude who offed himself. And there is no suspicion beyond that. It's a very smart, coordinated campaign to do this. I think it's all psyop, personally. I don't buy that this note was written by Epstein. Listen, if you want to tell me that Epstein did think about offing himself, sure. But the kind of personality we're dealing with in Epstein, the power, the leverage, the money he had, I believe that this dude, if you want to ask me, what was Epstein thinking? I have no evidence of this. I'm just thinking, spitballing here, based on everything I know of the guy. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who would want to do that. He strikes me as the kind of guy who would be very confident that he would get out of prison. Let's just be clear here, guys. Ghislaine Maxwell is being put in a beauty prison with a little pet dog. All right, there talks about her getting a pardon and clemency because of what she knows, right? Making a deal. You think Epstein wasn't thinking about this stuff too? And you're telling me he was just so distraught and afraid of what would come out. He just had to off himself because he didn't want to spend the rest of his life in prison or whatever. Fuck no. That's not the personality Epstein had. Epstein was a very cocky, overconfident dude who didn't think there were any consequences to his actions. He even says it in this alleged note that they don't have anything on me, right? It just... I believe that Epstein's the kind of guy who would think, yeah, I'm getting out of here. I'm friends with the president, okay? I know too much. Yeah, they might want me gone as a result of it, but I could easily make 7 deals. I could implicate so many people. Think about how many deals Epstein could have made and screwed over so many people. You know, there's deals people make with lawmakers like, hey, I can confess to this, and I can find all these people in this organization, in this operation, this global operation, and tell you who are the criminals and who are not, right? And maybe because of that intel, the higher-ups knew what he could say and had him killed. It just seems logically that that's what would have happened. Now, again, this is me spitballing and giving you a thesis, right? A theory. I don't know the truth about anything, personally. But that's apparently what he said in the note. I'll read it out one more time, okay? They investigated me for months, found nothing, so 16-year-old charge results. Sorry, I have to move it. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? Not fun, not worth it. That is what was on Jeffrey Epstein's suicide note. That was his farewell, final word to the world before allegedly hanging himself or whatever it was. This ain't real. This is all bullshit. This is manufactured psyop to distract us from the fact that he did indeed get killed by people who didn't want him to tell the truth, whether it was Clinton, Trump, whatever. I think Trump had him killed, by the way. And if you saw any comments by Marjorie Taylor Greene, who confirmed that he blocked the release of the Epstein files, people thought he was the one fighting for it. No, he wasn't. That absolutely the fuck not. You'd have to be an idiot at this point to believe that. This guy was implicated in the files, guys, and he didn't want Epstein to tell the truth. And by the way, it's not just, you could say that he hired people or somebody else killed Epstein on Trump's behalf, or maybe they just killed Epstein and Trump was just very happy about it, right? There's so many elites that this dude could have implicated, right? The British royal family, everything, you know? Saudi Arabia, all this stuff. So, yeah, just wanted to give you the breaking news on that. There's also a new virus that's spreading. Fucking hell, I might have to make a video on that too. Fuck it all, man. I hate this world. Bye.